Progressive muscle relaxation, tension and release cycles for 7 muscle groups. I'm going to be asking you to pay very careful attention to the feelings of relaxation that appear in various muscle groups. This will be very similar to the 16 muscle group variation of this practice. However, this time we'll be combining muscle groups so that there are fewer events where you have to tense and release. I'll be asking you to tense muscles by giving you the cue, tense now. Similar to the 16 muscle group practice, I'll also be playing a chime that sounds like this. Another important point to remember is that I will ask you to release the tension you build up in these muscle groups immediately on my cue. The cue will be, now release the tension. Please don't let the tension dissipate gradually. For example, when you've been tensing the muscles in the right hand and right lower arm, I'll ask you to relax. And when I do, I'd like you to completely and immediately relax all the tension that's present in the right hand and lower arm. Do not gradually open the hand. Let all the tension go at the same time. Once we've relaxed a group of muscles, there's some advantage in not moving that group of muscles. As such, I'll ask you to not move in your chair unnecessarily. However, of course, feel free to move in any way that helps you to continue to maintain a comfortable and relaxed position at all times. In other words, don't be afraid to move, but try not to make any unnecessary movements during the session. To start, I'll ask you to close your eyes and keep them closed throughout the session. Allow yourself to get into a comfortable position and we'll begin. We'll start by training with the hand, forearm, and biceps all together. I'll ask you to tense the muscles in your right hand and upper arm by making a fist, pushing your elbow down in the chair, and tensing that entire arm at the same time. You'll feel the tension in the hand, over the knuckles, and into the lower arm and upper arm. Tense now. Notice the tension. Now release the tension. Notice how the pull of the muscle contractions fade and focus on the feelings of the muscles as they relax. Moving on to the left side, I'll ask you to do the same, tensing the muscles in your hand, lower and upper arm by making a fist, pushing your elbow down into the chair, and feeling the tension in the hand, over the knuckles, and into the lower arm and upper arm. Tense now. Notice the tension. Now release the tension. Notice how the pull of the muscle contractions fade and focus on the feelings of the muscles as they release. Moving on to the muscles of the face, I'll ask you to scrunch up your forehead muscles, scrunch your cheeks and your nose, and pull the corners of your mouth back and clenching your jaw. You should feel tension in the forehead, cheeks, nose, and jaw all at the same time. Tense now. Notice the tension. Now release the tension. Notice how the pull of the muscle contractions are fading, letting the muscles sink and release as they relax more and more deeply. We'll now move on to relax the muscles of the neck and throat. In order to do this, I'll ask you to pull your chin downward toward your chest, and at the same time, try to prevent it from actually touching your chest. Squeeze the muscles in the front part of your neck against the back part of your neck. You should feel just a little bit of shaking or trembling in these muscles as you tense them. Tense now. Notice the tension. Now release the tension. Notice how the pull of the muscle contractions fade, letting go of the tension and focusing on the feelings of the muscles as they relax. We'll move to the muscles of the chest, the shoulder, the upper back, and the abdomen. Again, all of these at once. From this point on, I'll ask you to inhale, hold the breath, and as you tense the muscle, and then exhale when you release the tension. We're going to combine quite a few muscles here, as I mentioned, and I'll ask you to tense these muscles by taking a deep breath, holding it, and at the same time pulling your shoulder blades together by pulling your shoulders back and trying to make the shoulder blades touch. Make your abdomen hard as if you were going to hit the stomach. You should feel significant tension in your chest, shoulders, and upper back. Tense now. Notice the tension. Now release the tension, exhaling out your breath. Notice how the pull of the muscle contractions fade, focusing on the feelings of these muscles as they relax completely. We'll move on to the muscles of the legs and feet. We'll begin here with the right thigh, calf, and foot all together. I'll ask you to tense these muscles by squeezing the thigh, squeezing the calf, and pulling the toes towards your head. Tense now. Notice the tension. Now release the tension. Notice how the pull of the muscle contractions fade, letting go of the tension and focusing on the feelings of the muscles as they relax. We'll move over to the left side, focusing on the left thigh, calf, and foot. I'll ask you once again to tense these muscles by squeezing the thigh, squeezing the calf, and pulling the toes upwards toward your head. Tense now. Notice the tension. Now release the tension. Noticing how the pull of the muscle contractions fade, letting go of the tension and focusing on the feelings of the muscles as they relax completely. We've now relaxed the muscles in your arms and hands. Allow them to continue relaxing. We've relaxed the muscles in your face and neck. Go on, allowing them to remain deeply relaxed. We've relaxed the muscles in your chest, shoulders, upper back, and abdomen. Allow these muscles now to become even more deeply relaxed. We've relaxed the muscles of your legs and feet. Allow these muscles now to remain deeply and completely relaxed. Nearing the end of our practice now, I'll start to count backwards from 4 to 1. And as I do, I'll ask you to bring some awareness back into your body with each count. 4. Begin to wiggle the toes, the feet, and the legs. 3. Bring awareness and movement back to the fingers, hands, and arms. 2. Bring that awareness up to your stomach and chest. 1. Bring awareness to the neck, the head, and then gently opening your eyes, feeling calm and relaxed, as if you're awakening from a brief nap. That concludes our practice of the 7 muscle group variation of the tension and release cycles. Ensure to reflect on your practice, noticing how relaxed you feel, where you encountered problems, distractions, any emotions, thoughts, or feelings that arose during your practice, or anything else that you might like to change or address for next session.